Howdy folks, I'm Temperate Thaw, targeting tawny tough trousers.
I'm Amber.
And here are more tawny tough trousers for us to target with our meltiness. So watch out if you're wearing brown pants. I'm coming for you. And folks, we have a live stream coming up on Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure to check your time zone. And let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Being Honest with My Sister-in-Law About Why I Don't Do Solo Hangouts with Her Kids? I'm a 34-year-old male, and I'm a middle child in my family. Both my older brother and my younger sister are married and have kids. We all live within the same 30-mile radius, so we get together pretty often and are close. I don't plan on having kids of my own, but I do enjoy being an uncle and am even a godfather to my brother's oldest son. My brother has two boys, 7 and 5. My sister has a 4-year-old daughter and is 7 months pregnant with her second child. Now, I know my brother and I were rambunctious as kids, so I know how boys can be. But oh my goodness, these two are nuts. My niece, on the other hand, is pure sweetness. For the past few months, my sister has asked me to watch for my niece on weekends for a few hours. No overnights or anything like that, just the two of us hanging out for half a day or so. This allows my sister and her husband to get things done at home and get ready for the new baby, as they have some minor home renovations that they're doing. I've taken her to the library, science museum, and a couple of movies. We had Easter at our parents' place the other week, and everyone was there. My niece ran up to me and gave me a huge hug and asked me when our next play date was going to be. I told her that I would talk with her mom about it and figure it out, and she ran off to keep playing. My sister-in-law was nearby and overheard and asked what my niece meant. I explained to her how I've been watching my niece a few times a month so that my sister and brother-in-law can work on the house to get ready for the baby. Without skipping a beat, sister-in-law asks me straight up why I don't ever offer to do that with my nephews. I told her that I don't offer to do it with my sister either. I was asked, and I accepted. She then asked if I would watch her boys, like I do with the niece, and I hesitated. I looked over my sister-in-law's shoulder as her 5-year-old was jumping on the couch doing the 6-7 thing, and then did a flying elbow drop onto her brother on the floor. And I straight up told her no. She accused me of playing favorites and that I should treat all of the kids the same. I told her that I will love all the kids the same, but clearly treating them all the same isn't going to happen. I told her that I could never bring the boys to a library, museum, or movie theater and have the same experience as I do with my niece. At this point, my brother had come over because sister-in-law was getting more animated and asked what was going on. Sister-in-law told him that I've been playing favorites with my niece and neglecting one-on-one time with her boys. At that point, I was pretty upset and I cut her off. I told her, yes, it's 100 times easier to hang out with my niece because she's a sweetheart, not a little walking tornado. I reminded her that everything in their house is broken because of their boys, and that they don't even take them to the movies themselves because they know they can't sit down and shut up for more than 90 seconds, let alone 90 minutes. My mom ended up coming over and separating all of us, and didn't come up again for the rest of the day. Alright folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, this is a parenting failure on the part of OP's brother and sister-in-law. If the kids cannot exist in public spaces, that is a very bad sign, and it's not OP's responsibility to deal with and correct that. I understand wanting to treat all the kids equally, but not all the kids are at a stage in life where they're capable of existing in public places and even existing in homes without destroying things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel a little bad for the nephews in this situation because I do feel like they would benefit from some one-on-one time, but also I understand where OP is coming from here because the activities that they're taking the niece on aren't the same kind of activities that would even interest the boys. They would probably be bored and yelling at the top of their lungs after 5 minutes, and that's not good to do in a library.
No, it's not. And, again, I think it's more the parents than anything. The parents need to learn how to tell, because regardless of your kid's gender, kids need to be able to understand what is appropriate and isn't appropriate in different contexts. They should not be destroying things. OP should not be worrying about having their stuff destroyed when they, if they were to babysit. It just seems like an untenable situation that brother and sister-in-law have created.
Yeah, and the boys kind of proved the point today with them doing like the whole body slamming and
Mm-hmm.
wrestling and rough playing. I mean, there might be things that OP could take them to, and maybe OP could think about what kinds of things, activities that they might enjoy. But I don't think that OP should feel obligated to spend the same amount of time when it might be, activities that OP doesn't enjoy themselves, right?
Well, it doesn't even sound like there's an activity that OP can do with them where they won't destroy everything.
I mean, if they took them to like a monster truck rally or something like that.
Maybe if it sits still.
I mean, I'm sure they would. I mean, those kinds of things sound like that might be right up their alley. But I don't know. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is an update. Update, am I the jerk for refusing a wedding quote-unquote gift, knowing that there will be strings attached? Hi, everyone. I posted here a couple of weeks ago and got some wonderful advice. A few people asked for an update, and I thought that I would let you know what happened. It's not good. If you didn't see my original post, my future mother-in-law offered us $25,000 towards our wedding, but I knew that there would be strings attached to make the event her way. I thought maybe I was the jerk for overreacting or seeing something that wasn't actually there, but you all told me that I was 100% correct. So I decided to have a heart-to-heart with my future mother-in-law, with my fiancé attending too. I told her that I missed the relationship that we used to have, but it's becoming strained because I feel she has not respected the choices that we have made for our wedding. We explained that we aren't depositing the check until we have this conversation and we're all on board about how we move forward. I know that we didn't need to provide a rationale, we just required acceptance, but I thought it would help her understand. The wedding size. I reminded her that my fiance and I are introverts. We would be maxing out emotionally and mentally with 50 people. And quite frankly, we only want the people who have been a part of our lives to be there to celebrate with us. There's no need for childhood neighbors to attend. There's no need for distant cousins that we haven't seen in 15 years to attend. Just the people who have been with us on our journey. The wedding gown is non-negotiable. A bride chooses her gown, and I will be choosing one that I can be comfortable in. This is the first time that I'll be wearing a dress since prom. Reflects my personal style and makes me feel beautiful, not anyone else's personal style. The venue, okay, this is a bit cringe, but my fiance and I met at a speed dating event a restaurant was running 4 years ago. We headed off, and here we are. Our absolute first choice for the reception venue was this place. Their event space will fit 50 people max. We thanked her for her generous $25,000, but we would give it back if our decisions aren't respected. We asked if she has any expectations around any decision making that comes with the gift. My future mother-in-law cried and apologized and told us that she just wanted everything to be perfect and that she is sad that she never had her own daughter who she could play a normal motherly role with in planning a wedding. That she was so scared that I would leave her out of everything, which I never did. I wanted her to feel included. So there you go, we had a resolution. We deposited the check and started to move forward from spitballing ideas to confirming vendors phase. Well, when I called the restaurant that we wanted for the reception, their private function room was unfortunately booked out for a very specific date that we can't change, which was really sad. So we decided to start looking at other options. Well, a few days later, I got a call from a wedding planner who proceeds to tell me that my future mother-in-law hired her to help with the wedding. What? I called my future mother-in-law and she explained that my fiance mentioned that we lost our preferred venue and wanted to take some pressure off my shoulders and hire a wedding planner. She insisted the planner was just there to do all the background admin tasks. Okay. Well, I decided to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure why a wedding planner is needed for a small wedding or why they'd even bother taking the job. But if my future mother-in-law wants to spend her money on making things a little easier for me, that's fine. I met with a planner twice, described her vision for the wedding, and she said that she would put together some bookings to view venues, taste cakes, etc. Here's where it hit the fan. The planner sent us a list of venues that she's booked for us to use. We had a look online and all the venues are large, like designed for 200 guests. We're confused, and when we went to the first appointment yesterday, my fiance joked that 50 people won't need this much dance room. The planner looked confused and explained that future mother-in-law contacted her last week to explain that we were considering expanding the wedding and would need a bigger space than originally planned. Well, we got home and I called my mom and cried to her that this is all just too much, and we're now considering eloping. My mom's spidey senses tingled, and she called the original restaurant that we wanted and was like, I'm calling about an event that my sister is planning. And she's so forgetful, and I just wanted to confirm that she's booked the private function room. It's for date, and my sister's name is mother-in-law's name. You guys, she booked the venue out from under us. She booked it and paid a deposit to secure it so that we couldn't have it. I can only imagine that she did this to slowly convince us to book a larger venue and then host a larger reception. My fiance called her and tore her a new one. He told her that she's no longer involved in any aspect of planning. We will not be working with her planner, all vendors will be password protected, and she's lucky that she's even still invited, but will only be attending as a guest. No speech, no mother and son dance. He also told her that if she interferes at all again, she won't even be allowed as a guest. We transferred the money back to her account. I told him that I am going no contact. I don't really want her there, but I will be polite on our wedding day because I don't want the drama. But then I'm back to no contact for good. He's 100% backing me up. All right, folks, what do you think of that update?
I feel so bad for OP in this situation. Like, it was clear from the get-go that mother-in-law was using the money to try and throw her weight around. But to spend money to put down a deposit on their dream venue just so they couldn't have it. Like, also, mother-in-law had her own wedding, presumably. Like, she got to plan a wedding.
Yeah.
Even if you have a daughter, you don't get to plan your kid's wedding for them. Like, it's like she wants a second wedding.
Well, that's kind of what it feels like. I mean, a lot of people don't plan a wedding out for their kids. And I mean, while it's nice that some parents get that opportunity, she, like you said, already planned out a wedding. It was her own wedding. Now, she kind of blew her chances at this point in time to be participating in any of these wedding events. And I can't blame OP and the fiance for, punishing her like this, because she really overstepped the boundaries here, right?
Well, she did. Like, this is the consequences of her own actions. If she had just not been manipulative, then this wouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah, exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Revoking Girlfriend Privileges? So I'm not sure how to make this make sense, but my boyfriend broke up with me over spring break. We're both in college, early 20s, and we had been together for 2 years. He told me it was how he found someone more compatible, and he hoped that we could both be mature about it. But I saw that he really had just found someone with bigger breasts that doesn't look like a 12-year-old girl and will put up with his nonsense. So we came back to classes this week, and we have 3 classes together. I have been making study guides for the last semester, and we're getting close to the end. Our finals are starting in the first week of May, and I know he has been relying on my note-taking skills. Well, I know that I should have maybe been a little bit more mature about this, but I was mad. I printed my study guides and I deleted everything out of my shared drive that we used. I blocked his number on my socials, and I don't know how long it'll take for him to notice, but it's going to seriously mess up his final grade. I know him. He needs the study guides to cram before his finals. I don't know if I'm going to feel bad about this later, but for right now, I'm not feeling like a jerk. But maybe someone else not involved in this can weigh in and make sure that I'm not just being a spiteful person. So, my fellow Redditors, am I the jerk for removing my ex's study guides? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, it might have been nice to give him a heads up, but you don't owe him that. Like, he just dumped you for someone else. Like, why would he expect to still be entitled to your hard work?
Well, so, I mean, anyone can break off a relationship for any reasons. And, I mean, certainly, like, there are probably other reasons as well. But, I mean, sometimes people just aren't compatible. And sometimes, people move on from relationships. And I can understand that, but that doesn't make it hurt any less, right? And so I understand where OP is coming from with the pain of this. But with all that said, OP study guides are their own study guides, right? Like, he can't expect OP to share their notes after they've broken up with them, right? And so I think that the OP is entitled to share their notes with whomever they want, and that this is not their problem at this point in time. So again, I want to say, like, he can break up with her. I think that's a perfectly mature thing to do. If you, and not, he didn't, it doesn't sound like he cheated on OP. It sounds like he approached this in a pragmatic way. I'm sorry, we're breaking up. I'm moving on. And I think that's really, a better approach than just cheating on OP behind his back, her back, and then her finding out.
Certainly, but also like you then shouldn't expect someone to just like keep supporting you. I mean, it's important that he learns how to study
Oh,
on his
yeah.
own anyway.
Yeah.
It's a good skill for him to have, so maybe this will be a nice learning opportunity for him.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that that's really what this boils down to. But I mean, again, I think that OP also should share their notes with who they want to, and he probably shouldn't. If he is expecting notes from OP still, he shouldn't be.
Well, that's it.
So hopefully he realizes that this is not a thing that he can lean on anymore. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
How much did Santa pay for his sleigh?
$67.
Nothing. It was on the house.
Oh. I only did that 6-7 thing because of the whole first story where the kids were doing the 6-7 thing.
I had no idea. I don't even know what the 6-7 thing is, so.
Oh, it was a meme for a little while. I think it's kind of falling out of vogue, but I don't know. I don't keep track of the memes these days. I am not that hip. And I have Earl Grey. And folks, today it's a very special day. It's roof day. So if you've got a roof, then you're all set, just like Santa Claus in the joke. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy spectacular Saturday, folks. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on accepting money.
A gift with strings attached is not a gift at all.
Yeah. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.